EmceeTV.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy Wilson. You're coming at you live from EmceeTV Studios in Des Moines, Iowa. We're on air. And as always, I got with me my bro.
This your boy Big Ray West VI representing the west side of Des Moines, Iowa, not to be confused with the West Coast. And they know
What's happening, bro? How you living?
what it don't do. What it don't do. I'm
feeling-
great.
Sunday morning, man. I'm feeling good. We ain't had one of these in a minute. And there's something in the air. Could you tell me what it is, Ray?
Cannabis sativa.
Oh, I was
Cannabis
going to say
sativa.
football, but
Oh, that air.
Maybe it's both.
That air. It is NFL Sunday.
Oh, shit. How you feeling this morning, bro?
Man, it's great. It's the first NFL Sunday, man, and hey, if you know anybody at GFG, we do it big on NFL Sundays, man. So yeah, man. It's hard to be upset today.
Yeah.
A lot of football, a lot of non-alcoholic beer, a lot of organic approved foods.
There we go.
Not your typical NFL Sunday, but I do it.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, you know. It's new and improved. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's the way to survive on NFL Sundays, so we could keep doing it years on down the line. You know, you gotta eat healthy.
Amen. Man, I'm feeling good. I gotta go to work here in a little bit, but we had to do we did the alternator on my kid's car yesterday. That was a little bit of a project, to say the least, because it's they don't make these just easily accessible. You know what I mean? It's buried underneath all sorts of other gadgets and whatnot inside the vehicle, and so it makes it even something as a few bolts and removing the serpentine belt can't be easy, because you got all these extra air conditioning hoses and things going over the top of it that are not made to move very easy. You know what I mean? So it makes the job challenging. But I had my shout out to my father-in-law. He came over and helped me out a little bit, and we got in there and we swapped out the alternator and put on a new serpentine belt on my kid's car. So she go back to college.
He came through with the Nike Monarchs on too, didn't he?
You know what I'm saying? He was ready. I don't even know what Nike Monarchs are, but
yeah. Look at those motherfuckers.
But yeah,
let's talk some hip hop, doggy, man. Break it down. Get on into it.
Let's do it. Let me grab image number one, because I had a little hiccup on my end this morning, so I'm going to go ahead.
Absolutely.
And I'm bringing in number one as we speak.
Absolutely.
But man, while I'm stalling for time here real quick, let's talk about that. Let's talk about episode 189 real quick and what we got coming up with that, because I know 189 kind of made a splash. It was 188 and 189, 187, 88, and 189. We had some guests on the last couple of episodes that were big hits.
So 189, I have to assume, was DZ.
189 was DZ. 188 was Schwem, and 187 was the
Tony
homie
Slippers.
Tony Slippers, yeah.
Shout out Tony Slippers. You know what I'm saying? He's been active with me on social media. You know, I respect that shit. You know what I'm saying? I share some of his shit. He shares some of mine. And that's what it's about, being active. You know what I'm saying? Supporting each other. You know, if it's dope. I'm not saying just because we both do the same thing or just because we did the podcast together, motherfuckers is inclined to support each other. But if it's dope, why in the fuck not? You dig?
Amen.
And then Swim from KC, man. We did a few shows together. He's dope. His energy on the stage is raw. You know what I'm saying? I respect him as a performer because he doesn't rap over vocals. He takes this shit serious, and you can sense that shit when you're around him. So shout out to Swim.
Now let's touch base on that, because we've mentioned that a few times. So when you say he doesn't rap over vocals, you're saying that he doesn't. You think somebody that raps over vocals is kind of cheating a little bit?
No, I think They're doing whatever they want to do, and they're doing what works for them. But I think I would never do that for me. For me, that is just is being lazy to the craft for me. I'm not saying because you do it, that's what you're doing. But if I were to do that, as being lazy to the craft, because that's telling me, A, I don't know my lyrics. I don't want to take the time to learn my lyrics. You know what I'm saying? B, I don't want to work on or do whatever it takes to get my breath control to be able to do it live. C, I don't really, it's not about giving the fans. I'm just here to get through the night. It's not about the live stage. Like, that's for me. So
Yeah.
all that shit matters. I would never cheat the audience by playing vocals and rapping over vocals.
Do you have
But
tracks that you like that sometimes you look at and you go, you know what, I like this one, but it's not a performance track. Like this is one that the breath control is gonna be tough. Whatever.
no, because I can perform any of my songs if I took the time to learn them.
Do you think it's
I,
just
I spit them in
effort?
the studio. I can spit them up live. It's that simple.
Yeah.
I mean, for me though,
Right.
for me, that's not generalized to any other rapper or performer. For me, it's just that black or white. Ain't no gray area.
Yeah.
If I put my vocals on there, I'm lazy. I don't want to take the time to learn my full lyrics. And then some people, there's some people say, oh, I move around a lot on the stage. I do dances and routines. So, whatever. That's cool for you. If you got dances and routines and you need your vocals, and there's going to be times where break dancing and you're not going to be rapping and break dancing. Clearly, I get it. Singers a lot of times have vocals. T Bear has vocals. I
A
perform
little
with T
ad
Bear.
lib or something
Yeah,
maybe.
like, so it's for whatever it's for whatever whoever it works for. That shit don't work for me though. Shit.
Yeah.
Put the
You don't even
instrumental
do,
on and I'm live.
but on the hooks maybe, right?
Sometimes man, very little. If I
Maybe
got
not on the
something
hooks.
on there, it's like ad libs, my ad libs.
Yeah.
But if it's a hook, yeah, I don't have no issues with the hook. I got some where it's just raw instrumental. Then I got some where just a hook is put in on certain parts, but never on my verses though. Hell no,
Right.
nah, hell.
Um, okay, I'm put together enough that I think we are okay to go ahead and start talking about Kendrick if you like.
Shit, go ahead, bust him out.
Let's do it. Um, Boom. This first article comes in from Hot New Hip Hop. It says Kendrick Lamar, only rapper to chart a song every week in 2025 on the Hot 100. Billboard is finding more and more things to recognize. Per bars, the Compton superstar is the only rapper of 2025 to have charted through the first 50 or so weeks on the Hot 100. Of course, Luther's presence accounts for a majority of that. To be more exact, if it's about 25 to 20, to be more exact, it's about 25 to 26%. But Lamar can think not like us and other GNX cuts such as TV Off and Peekaboo for the assistance. At the time of writing, Luther and 30 for 30 off of the deluxe of SOS remains as his lone entries keeping the streak alive. We will have to wait and see if the aforementioned shows for the tour will bring any more songs into the mix to bolster his probability of success. Mexico City will start the South American Mexican stretch on September 23rd.
He's kicking ass, dog. He's got his foot on the motherfucking neck of the game, and he's not letting up. He's ran 2025 rightfully so. That album was huge for his career, arguably his biggest impact yet. Dominating the charts in such fashion is some Drake type shit. So you like to see it. I like to see it. Shout out to King Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? He's whooping ass, and it's like I said, well deserved, man.
Yeah, it's exciting to see somebody come through and be able to hold it down like he is, and really put on for crafty hip hop, and somebody that I think is universally respected. People, no matter what fashion of hip hop you fall into, I think everybody kind of celebrates Kendrick, and that's cool. So more props to him. I hope he keeps paving the way and holding it down and doing his thing. Like I said, I was lucky enough to take the fam up and get to go see him and SZA on the tour that when they stopped off in Minneapolis, and
Yeah.
it was dope. It was dope. The theatrics were very impressive. You know, what I mean, everything they did, it was a cool moment.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of theatrics when you're in like arenas. When they spend that money on to put a motherfucking artist in an arena, the stage play is going to be crazy.
Yeah,
So that's why I'm excited to go see this Ice Cube shit next month, October. Because he's in the arena this time, and they talking about 4 decades of attitude. Like, oh shit, this nigga's coming out with a Jerry curl. This motherfucker's coming out with a Jerry curl. Watch.
do
Hey,
you
that shit
think
gonna be hard.
he's gonna come out with all sorts of different hairstyles and whatnot?
The curl's out there. He's coming out with the curl. The afro, he might come out with that fro too in the '90s. That shit, yeah, dog. I think he's gonna do it all.
I
He's
was
gonna
trying to
have.
remember what his hair looks currently. I feel like is it long enough to pick out and fro?
Nah, man. Obviously, it's gonna be,
Like a wig or something,
yeah,
right? Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It's
Some kind of prop.
cosplay. Yeah, it's gonna
Yeah.
look real though. He's an actor. He got Hollywood on his in his bag.
That's true. I mean, you bring a hairstylist along with you and some makeup people or whatever, they can
Yeah,
make it look right.
Live Nation sponsoring this shit too. Hell yeah, they finna get him right if they need to. It ain't nothing to throw a little afro wig on. You know what I'm sizzling? Shit, a little Jerry curl wig on and shit. This shit gonna be hard as a motherfucker.
Well, on that note, let's just go ahead and slide right into that topic, bro.
So via hot new hip hop, you know what I'm saying? Ice Cube prepares to drop a brand new album titled Man Up. In 2024, Ice Cube dropped Man Down, his first solo album since 2018's Everything's Corrupt. Now he's getting ready to drop his sequel, fittingly titled Man Up. The album's lead single, titled Before Hip Hop, is about exactly what it sounds like. The track functions a bit as a hip hop save my life track. Cube discusses all the nefarious and illegal things people used to get into before hip hop and how people attempted to blame those things happening on hip hop's lyrical content. Cube turns in a pretty solid lyrical performance as well, about in line with much of the output he has had on his late career solo albums. This is not Death Certificate Cube by any means, but the fact that he continues to rap at a strong level despite largely pulling back on solo efforts in the last 15 years is certainly impressive.
That's exciting, man. I gotta say, the homie Big Ray West put me up on the album drop the other day. If you want, you can go to. If you just Google it, I'm sure you can find the correct URL. But I feel like it's icecube.com or whatever, and he's got some autograph copies available on there for the new record for pre-order, and so you can cop one of them. I will say, I had to. I'm an impulsive guy. Ray put it in my face, and I had to buy. So
Man, I'm very excited. The new single Before Hip Hop is hard as a motherfucker. It's giving me, man, it's nostalgic, dog. Before Hip Hop is like the Ice Cube. Like I was I was kind of looking for this vibe on the first one, but he pulled the vibe off on the first one without this. But this is kind of what I was like, the little more political shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what I dig, and his analyzation of hip hop. That's what I love. You know what I'm saying? Like gangster rap made me do it type shit. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
yeah,
And man up, man, for him to give us another album not even a year later, like this shit is great, dog. This shit is great. I'm so excited.
now let's recheck our predictions, or at least the things we thought we'd speak into existence, or me specifically. I shouldn't necessarily wrap you into that one, but I was hoping that, especially if we spoke it into existence enough, that we could maybe get that Chronic 2001 tour with Exhibit and Snoop and Dre and Eminem and Kendrick and Ice Cube and whoever, and they do continue to release projects and products to illustrate that that could be on the horizon. But do you? And I don't want to speak for you. You feel like that's still a possibility? Is that out there somewhere? Are we going to get a huge, massive conglomerate tour where we see something like that come together? And not only that, were you leaning that way? Was that way? Am I crazy, or were you also kind of
I
hoping
think
that?
we both were leaning that way.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? The way that it seemed like suddenly the West Coast legends woke up, and everybody started getting active at the same time. Like the world was loving West Coast gangster shit again. So they was like, shit, let me get it while it's getting good type shit. And it only makes sense to capitalize, when you put the biggest fish in the pond together, like Snoopy and Ice Cube and Kendrick and shit, the Dog Pound.
it was looking like it was going down.
But now it seems like everybody's doing their own thing. Cube's on his own run. Kendrick had his own run. I think Snoopy had his own run. Shit, the Dog Pound had a regional run.
Yep. It.
Exhibit is having his own run. Shit.
Yep. I don't know. I don't want to. We definitely don't want to shout out Tremaine. Just Tremaine's up in here. We got CP up
Hey,
in here. The room is hopping today, y'all. I appreciate all the comments, everybody joining us. If you're just tuning in, we're talking about, is it a possibility that we're going to get a massive chronic 2001 type of event that's going to hit the nation again? Are we going to see a big Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Ice Cube, Eminem, uh, you know what I mean? Plug in the name. You know what I mean? Kendrick, whoever else deserves to be on that national massive tour. Uh, it. Oh, it would be so cool. It would be so cool to get to see something like that. I missed it first time around, and I don't even know what I was doing that I would have skipped something like that. My older brother went to it in Denver. Uh,
crazy.
yeah, the homie Matt, shout out to the homie True. He went and caught it. I think he said he caught it in Kansas City, and then he went to Minneapolis and caught the anger management tour. And so he got to see, a crazy lineup mega tour like that as well. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, how did I missed all them tours? What the hell was I doing?
Yeah, I was never a big concert guy anyway, so it's no surprise that I missed it.
Yeah,
But it is what it is, man. Shout out Tremaine and CP, you know what I'm saying? Some of my teammates, you know what I'm saying? We cooking up big things, you know what I'm saying? We got all six of our feet in the pot of greens at the same time, so it's coming out funky. Hello.
I love it. Hey, shout out to while we on the West Coast topic, real quick. Shout out to the homie DZ for jumping on the podcast, the last run through. Props to my man Big Ray West. That was an idea that came right out of his head. So I would never not give my man props on that one. But that was a massive interview, and he's coming back for round two. And word is we might get Vitamin D on here as well. So um, there's some good
Shout out DZ, man.
yeah.
Shout out MCTV, man. Shit.
Shout out DZ. He definitely, that man is plugged in. 55 albums strong. He is plugged in with everybody that you could think of, and it was a pleasure having him on here. And it'd be very exciting to get him back on again. You know what I mean, for round two. Ray in the building. Your boy Wilson all up in here, just
Yeah,
and DZ just chopping it up, talking hip hop on MCTV. If you didn't see that episode, check it out. Episode 189 on MCTV.
for sure. Shit, what's next in hip hop, Steve O?
Um, let's hit them. I mean, we're talking West Coast. Let's slide right into the Daz Dillinger article. We're gonna go with this one. Um,
Um,
this one comes in from Hot New Hip Hop as well. It says Daz Dillinger not seeing eye to eye with Snoop Dogg and Death Row Records. This one kind of breaks
uh,
my heart a little bit. Uh,
Hell yeah. That shit crazy as fuck.
I'll be honest. When we was off air, before we got on, while I was getting the thumbnail ready and everything, I said, Ray, did Daz pull the post down yet? And he said, not to his knowledge. So it sounds like he
Uh,
still is where it is. But the article goes to say, family doesn't always get along, and cousins Daz Dillinger and Snoop Dogg are seemingly at odds once again, or at least that is what the former says. Daz took to Instagram to announce his new album, Retaliation, Revenge, and Get Back 3, for a September 11th release, which is 4 days away.
oh
Um,
shit.
and it seems like it would diss Snoop Dogg and Death Row. The quote says, "Fuck Death Row Records, sincerely your cousin Daz." Damn. The Revenge Retaliation and Get Back 2 artists captioned his post, which featured a Death Row logo with bullet holes in it. Snoop Knight, oh, sorry, the quote is Snoop Knight new album, Retaliation, Revenge, and Get Back 3, 9/11/25 on all platforms. Fuck them. End quote.
Mm,
Many fans expressed confusion over the post, with some reports claiming the entire album was completely full of disses, but things are still quite unclear at press time.
mm,
Nevertheless, it's the latest chapter in a back and forth saga, which seems to stem from the Dogfather's acquisition of Death Row Records earlier this decade.
Daz Dillinger, oh, crashing out again, man. Why why can't we just keep this in house? You know, why is it gotta be like this? Why we gotta make diss albums and this shit's so messy, dog. And this shit, these niggas been messy like this shit for hella years, dog. Like,
I was really hoping that it was just, like some shit he had to work out, get out of his system. It was done and over with. Like, I'm just going to drop a post. I'm going to be pissed about it. I'm going to sleep on it. And then I'm going to go delete. You know what I mean? We could go ahead and just, all right, I got it out. I'm done.
and then people in their circle, like real niggas in their actual circle, is they're obligated to be defending this shit online, telling fans to stay out of it and shit. Like, you can't tell motherfuckers to stay out of it when niggas running straight to the internet where fans see it and can post a comment, an opinion, have an opinion. You make it public, people are entitled to have an opinion. That's
Amen.
social media. So
Yeah.
it's messy, man. I hate to see it, especially, when they just put out We All We Got, the new Dog Pound album. Corrupt just got a new single out called Special. You thought it was I thought it was sweet again. I thought it was sweet again. Daz was repping Death Row and wearing Death Row logos and shit, and the family was all one. But I guess if that paper ain't right, the business ain't right, the game ain't tight still. So
Shout out to CP. He said that beat is hella disappointing to see. Jermaine jumped up in the area. He said, shout out DZ. DZ, don't stop dropping crazy projects. DZ's that dude. So,
yeah, hopefully they get that shit together, man. With all that being said, will you be checking out the new Daz album?
I mean, I'm a fan. You know what I mean? I'm definitely a fan. I give it a spin. Uh,
Yeah,
you know,
Retaliation, Revenge, and Get Back 3. Fuck Snoop Knight and Death Row, huh?
it kind of makes me feel like if we don't support it, maybe he will retract the statement and everything can go back to harmony. But at the same time, like I don't know, maybe that's simple minded to think that he would make that connection. You know what I mean?
Man, how come if you don't fuck with him, if you're not fucking with Snoopy and Death Row, just do your own thing. Like, I'm sure Dad's got hella multiple label imprints, different aliases. Like, just drop your records, man. Like, you don't gotta get on the internet and say fuck Snoopy or fuck Death Row. Just nigga, don't mention them.
I
Just
suppose
just
if
push Daz.
maybe he's at the point where it feels personal, and so he made it personal. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's the only thing I can come up with.
Obviously, it's personal, yeah, because that's his real life relative, So
Yeah,
that's family. So you might be right on that aspect to where it's like when it's that deep, I gotta speak on it. I live my life, I write my life, and that shit's real. So I gotta address it, type shit. I can dig that too, though.
yeah. But I mean, it's
Dig
got to
that
be.
too.
I mean, me and my cousins have bonked heads a few times. You know what I mean? And I've definitely felt like fuck them. You know what I mean? But it's
Are you
a
gonna put out? Are you gonna make a beat in this cap though?
that no. That's a
It's kind of
moment.
different,
Yeah, yep. That's a moment where you're like, I might call him bitch to my mom. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I see this little,
yeah.
I snatch
But
him up.
that's in house because
Yeah,
nobody else knows you're doing that,
right,
and
right.
that's respected for me on that type of level. Like, hey, when the family feuds, try to do your best to keep it in the house. Don't let the fans see that. The fans don't want to see that shit.
Yeah, we got
There
a
might
couple.
be
Go
there
ahead.
might be some messy motherfuckers that encourage that shit and want to see Daz get on Snoopy's head. But for what though? That's just crazy, man.
Put it on wax, cuz.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I don't want to. I
CP
don't encourage it, but like you said, I'm a fan, so I'm tuned in to whatever's coming out of both sides. But I hate to see the family feud ultimately.
facts. I agree 100%, bro. CP said, "Yeah, it's not a good look, especially when he's not out there in public like that. So it comes off desperate. It comes off desperate. Sadly, some things need to stay in house." And then Tremaine slid in and said, "I think Daz is just the type of person that always going to react immediately when he feels some kind of way. He's got a history of that shit, airing it out in public. They'll work it out eventually. They always do. I hope so, man. I mean,
I
they,
guess this first them getting cool this recently ended like a 10 or 15-year feud though.
yeah, that's some Hatfield and McCoy shit.
They just got cool after 10 to 15 years just recently and now it's back on.
It almost kind of makes you wonder if they were working on mending fences or whatever, if you will, but Daz still felt he had felt some feelings. You know what I mean? He was like, all right, I'll give it a try, but he just couldn't get past the feelings that he had the whole time or whatever. You know,
I
I'm
think
not trying to put words in his mouth, but
no doubt we're just speculating. We don't know neither one of them guys. We're not
right,
from there, we're just speaking as fans, respectfully, you know what I'm saying? No disrespect to anybody in that real life circle.
yeah.
Fucking I feel like I heard something that reportedly got him back together with Snoop Dogg's brother dying.
Oh,
So Snoop Dogg's brother died, and that kind of brought the family back together, And Daz, I think Daz came to the studio or Corrupt came to the studio, one or the other, and one of them was there with Snoopy, and the other came into the studio and seen the other one sitting there, and that was the first time they all three was together for a long time, and that's when they started working on the new album, We All We Got.
okay,
But now it's off, like that's crazy.
man, that's tough to hear. That's tough to hear. I mean, it's kind of cool that they were able to turn a negative into a positive when they had the loss of a family member, but at the same time, it's unfortunate that they, it wasn't able to last at this point in time, anyways. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We got a few more minutes before kickoff, so let's run through one more topic, Ray, and then let's hit them with some upcoming events, and then we'll slide out, bro.
All right. Shit, let's hit the lady fan base. You know what I'm saying? This comes in via wrapup.com. Cardi B says she's recorded over 60 songs for her new LP, I Am the Drama. In a new Billboard interview published Wednesday, September 3rd, the I Like It rapper discussed everything from including her older hits to possible guest features in her tour plans once the album arrived. I always knew that I was going to drop a second album. I just didn't have a project well put together. She said when she asked, she never doubted another LP would come at the time she released WAP and Up. Cardi admittedly said she only had 4 records she actually liked, while she could have coasted on singles alone. The Grammy winner pushed for more. I want to put this whole project out because I have a lot of songs. I recorded 60 songs. Speaking of the Grammys, Cardi explains she's not exactly counting on another award to consider Am I the Drama. A success, times have changed. Success for me will be people saying she put out a great album. Steve, what are your thoughts of Cardi B recording over 60 songs for her brand new album?
I think that's impressive. That shows her dedication to her fans and to her craft. And I mean, that's super exciting. Even when you own your own studio, and maybe one of the homies is the engineer or whatever. You know what I mean? If the investment financially is minimal, you're still in there penning them bars and sweating it out in the studio. You know what I mean? So that's exciting to hear. She's pushing it to be the best that she can be and bring the best to her fans. So I respect it, man. I'm not a tremendous Cardi B fan. I do like her,
No doubt.
but I'm not a tremendous fan or anything. But I do appreciate what she does for hip hop and what she brings to the craft, and just to know that somebody is that invested, that's exciting for me.
I think the average person that that does not make music or is not a musician, like to record 60 individual records, that's not an easy thing to do. That's a lot of music. That's a lot of rapping, rhyming, or singing. You know what I'm saying? A lot
Yeah,
of beat making, like 60 different records for one project. Like that's going to work a little bit. You feel me?
yeah. I mean, even if you was reading Amazon books and just sitting in there doing audibles, you know what I mean, voiceover work and whatnot, that's a lot of talking into a mic, sitting in there, voice inflections, all of that. Just that's an investment without a doubt.
Yeah. And out of that, probably 12 to 16 will make the album.
Yep.
And then you got 40 other records, 45 other records that you just sit on. Like, do you just keep building albums out of that, or like, do those never see the light of day? Like, I don't know how people do that shit,
Yeah.
especially in the industry.
Shout out to Tremaine. He said nobody can say she ain't working. 60 records is a grip. Yeah, bro, that's heavy. That's heavy. She's
That's
definitely
work.
working.
That's work. If you've ever been in the studio and recorded a fucking song, a 2-verse or a 3-verse song, a solo song at that. So say you got a beat, you wrote the hook, and you did a standard 3-verse song. That's 3/16.
Yeah.
That's one song.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of work, dog. That's a lot of writing.
And
Like, you got to
and
be dedicated, motivated, and with it.
I mean, just for rough numbers, we'll say 4 hours to write, record, and do the ad libs and whatever, you know what I mean? So just for rough numbers, I mean, she's proficient at her craft, I'm sure, at this point, you know what I mean? So it ain't taking her a week maybe to write a song. Some of them probably do, but some of them don't, I'd imagine.
I imagine she probably got writers in the studio, so they probably at a team setting. You know what I'm saying? A team setting, so the songs are probably getting crafted pretty quick, or she's probably being presented with already written shit. She just puts her twist on it and adds what she wants, tweak it. I don't, I can't foresee her sitting there writing hooks and verses and all that from scratch for every record. I feel like she got a writing team.
Yeah. But so just to put a rough number on it, if we said 4 hours a song, that's 240 hours.
Mm.
That is 3 work weeks on, you know what I mean, of writing, recording, and you know what I mean. That's for an average 40-hour work week. That's 3 full work weeks of 9 to 5 work.
Yeah, but that's what she's getting paid for too. When you look at it like that,
Yeah, that's
you like you got millions of dollars. Like, shit, the guy, man, that shit would be great to clock in, have to get up at 9 a.m. and go to the studio until 5, like, but be obligated to though, and have the best producers at my motherfucking fingertips.
so
Like,
that brings me to the thought, right? Okay, so say we said 60 records, so say 20 of them make it, right? So say that's
yeah,
40 records. How do you think you feel some type of way if you're one of the producers that produced this beat that you're like, oh damn, I got one to Cardi beat, it's gonna change my life, you know
no,
what I mean?
because you
And then
got
it
paid
never comes,
for it. You got paid for it.
right?
It didn't come out, and you didn't get all what it could have been, but you were paid for the beat.
Right,
And Cardi B has it.
right.
Shit, that's a win, and you could promote that.
That's true. That's true.
It depends how you play your cards.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can definitely put it on the resume without a doubt.
Fuck yeah,
It's a little tougher to confirm, but
yeah,
you got to produce a
shit,
redacted contract. Like, hey, I got the contract, baby. I'll show you.
yeah. On daddy, so you was paid for that shit, and
Yeah. Here's the
I'm
cash
cool.
check.
I don't care if it's like Eminem. He got shit in the vault, with people that did shit that they know it probably ain't never coming out. It's just outdated, but they know they got it and they cool with that.
Yeah.
Yes, it would feel great for the rest of the world to hear it, but I know I did it, and I know Eminem heard it, and he's got it.
Yeah.
That's good enough for me.
Right. CP jumped in the comments. He said, imagine having a team available to record and instantly mix your shit.
Yes,
It'd be crazy how much we'd get knocked out. As
dude,
long
that's
as
what I'm
vocals
telling
help
you.
up.
Imagine that, like, you're obligated to go to the studio. CP, you got to go to the studio Monday through Friday. You got the best mixers, any producers at your fingertips. All you got to do is put in 40 hours a week.
They're just on retainer. They just sit in there whether you work it or not. So you might as well go to punch in.
Bring in anybody you want, any features. You got millions of dollars. Bring in any fucking features you want, dog. Like, man, stop playing, dog. It wouldn't be shit to knock out 60 songs.
Yeah, it's exciting.
And that's just fucking with Iowa artists. You telling me I can fuck with people in the industry too? Like, what?
We're going global?
Man, it wouldn't be shit, dog. Too easy.
He said, CP said, bruh, me and you would have 4 albums done.
Dog, for real, bro. Like you can't give us them type of resources.
Tremaine said, Chris Brown got like 5,000 songs in the vault that probably ain't coming out. So, yeah, that's tough for the producers. But like you said, they know they did the song.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Chris Brown's another workaholic. This motherfucker's dropping double albums and triple albums and shit, and shooting a video to every single song. Like that shit's fucking insane.
He just sold out Wrigley
That's
Field
fucking insane.
in Chicago over the weekend.
He's on some modern day Michael Jackson shit, dog. Motherfuckers don't like to admit that, but
the capacity in that stadium is like 47,000 people.
holy shit. All to go see Breezy.
Yeah. And not even the best seats, right? Because it's designed for baseball, which you can watch it a fairly distance away, but you kind of want to be a little closer for a concert. I mean, you don't necessarily have to be front row, but you want to get the binoculars out to see what the fuck's going on.
They watching on the big screens.
Yeah, you watching them
The
on
prompters. Yeah, man. Shit. See, for concerts, for me, man, once you get in arenas, if you ain't got no decent seat in the arena, you might as well just watch it at the crib, dog.
I feel the same way. I feel kind of snobby saying that, but at the same time, I'm like, if I'm gonna go, I want to see the performer. I don't want to be watching.
Yeah.
I feel the same way about a comedian. Like if I'm just watching you on the screen or on the monitor at an arena, it's cool to be in the environment, but at the same time, like I'm watching it with a bunch of people that I don't know. If I got to take a leak, I'm gonna miss it. If I got to pay $12 for an NA beer, you know what I mean? Like it gets pricey. It's a lot of investment for you're not really getting that same intimate interaction with the artist or the entertainer.
Yeah, I agree with you 1,000%. Especially like comedians, like f- to to for the most part, to get a comedian, I just have to have ears. Now, sometimes to have eyes, it goes well to see expressions and what they're doing. It puts it all together. But for the most part, I just need ears. So for me to be sitting nosebleed and shit, like I could just watch your special at home on TV, and then I can get eyes and ears and all the above. So.
Yeah. We got a hard out in about 5 minutes. I'm going to slide in this last little topic real quick. I just brought up the graphic for October 28th, Woolies in Des Moines. If you're in the area, I got tickets. Ray got tickets. Dewey got tickets. The Sean from the Cellar Boys, and Little Heartbreak Kid from the Cellar Boys, and Crisis Child all have tickets.
I got tickets. I got tickets. I got tickets.
You know what I'm saying?
Chris Webby tickets, $30, baby.
Get them from us. No fees, no tax. Just hit us on wax.
Hello.
We got tickets. So, but yeah, it's gonna be a hell of a show. I already had somebody hit me up the other day off the internet. One of the homies, shout out to my dude Artist. He said, "Bro, I seen your post." He said, "Let me get a couple of them tickets. I want to go to the show and I'm bringing my daughter." So Chris Webby, Jaron Benton, Whitney Payton, Otis Julius. It's a star-studded occasion. It's gonna be deep. It's loaded up. And I want to correct the fact I said Otis Julius was at the Des Moines and Kansas City events. Otis Julius is on this full tour, so I had misspoke. So shout out to Otis Julius. This is big.
Hey, and this is my first time at Woolies too, so I need my supporters to come out. You know what I'm saying? That's a big thing for us. You know what I'm saying? Me and my bro T Bear. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be ripping up the stage, and y'all know how we do it. So,
and we're gonna be premiering some new stuff. There's gonna be some exclusive events going down that night.
Yeah, we gotta break in that Woolly stage proper like. So I'm working on a couple new songs that we've never performed before. And like Steve-O said, there's gonna be brand new merch. Man, we got a brand new album dropping October 21st. So, man.
Say what?
We got a brand new album dropping October 21st.
Oh, shit. I'm going to have That's right. I'm going to have the pre-save link in the details. Get out there, support your people. We got a new album called A Field of Dreamers, produced by me, Wilson.
Yeah.
We got all the top tier lyricists from Des Moines on one record. Really came through in a heavy way and supported and dropped bars and lit it up on all these tracks. And this was a dream come true, real talk. I mean, like when we say A Field of Dreamers, this was a bunch of dudes from Iowa that was dreaming of putting something dope together. and the city really came out and supported it in terms of rappers, and we're hoping that the listeners will too.
For sure, man. Very excited for it. We'll keep y'all updated on what we got going on with the merch and, you know what I'm saying, what will be available. I imagine we'll be launching a soft website for it and all that. So we'll keep y'all up to date.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, we got a hard out NFL kickoff in 3 minutes. So, so we better slide because I know Ray got a little company coming over. We got things to do, and I'm sure I got something to do. I'm gonna turn on the TV and cut some shorts or something.
There we go.
All right. Until next time, it's your boy, that motherfucker Steve for EmceeTV.
It's your boy Big Ray West, BIGG, representing the west side of Des Moines, Iowa, not to be confused with the West Coast. And they know.
And we out, y'all. Peace.
We've been known to snatch a piece or two. Y'all can't take over cause we gon' eat the you. Rock steady like a ginger brought Aretha through. This shit torture and I'ma keep feeding you. On that East Coast shit, y'all better duck down. Price on his dome, 5 on it like yuck mouth. When the plug get knocked, that's when the price jumps. American Nightmare, that's where the Spice One. Rappers running like Ricky in the alleyway. Putting an end to the week, no Saturday. They want static, get it shaking like hash is clay. Passionate thugs mixing Douce with Alizé.
Don't play with us, them moves ain't got you safe enough. Yelling fuck them like Smokey off the angel dust. My life so real, sounds like I made it up. Been up so long, I don't remember waking up. Dangerous, softer than a razor's touch. We hit that strip and get the caking up. God hate ugly, so ain't no saving us. Been up so long, I don't remember waking up.